Lossboys by Michael Botur, read by the author. In Lossboys, busy Bay of Islands teacher Āwhina struggles to stop her son Nick sneaking out at night to join a gang of suicidal schoolboys who have discovered the ultimate thrill, killing oneself and frolicking as a lost boy. However, once the lost boys take everything from her, including her son, Āwhina starts standing up against her untouchable tormentors. Lossboys. It's 1:30 a.m, the bottom of the night, wood smoke and the black rain, and Nicky can only be out in the backyard because he's peeing on the lemon tree, which is fine. He's a year off being a legal adult, except going outside to pee is a slightly naughty thing, and my Nicky doesn't even have a drop of naughtiness in his DNA. And the only reason my baby boy would have walked out into the dripping midnight fog is if some delinquents tapped on my son's window and lured him down the hallway, sleepwalking past her mum, snoozing on the couch with her phone in her hand with a dick pic from Bumble on the screen and a glass of gin on the tower of marking on the coffee table beside me. He had to have pulled the ranch slider open without waking and been called through a coma to talk to the winter night, standing half naked in the dewy grass of the backyard, his skin like a chicken defrosting, shivering in basketball shorts, wavering, stoned, entranced by some secret teenage conspiracy in the black bushes. I haven't breathed in half a minute. I have woken, knowing that my boy is in danger, and pressed my flat nose against the glass of the sliding door, watching to see what he does next once the dog whistle he's listening to is done. I'm dreaming, or I'm going mate he nengaro, because I can see a teen talking to Nicky, a couple of them actually, except they have no moonlight on them, as if they are man-shapes cut with shears from night-coloured cloth. School must have been busy today. I've got too much on my mind. The hooey about suicide prevention in the staff room, the gasped conversations about the boys we've been losing, putting all us kayako on edge, especially those of us with teenage sons who are students at the school. I have stressed myself. I've polluted my brain before drifting off. Yeah, that's it. Because I have to be in some altered state because it looks like the colourless night boys are leading him away. My baby, coaxed off the back lawn, ambles down towards the driveway. A tall can rolls down the path after him. Fly spray? What the hell? My dazed, sleepwalking boy will be out of the driveway and on the highway in 10 seconds. I detach from the glass. I sprint through the kitchen, the foyer, and rip the front door open, slap down the steps in my fluffy bunny slippers, boobs slamming on my puku. Do not go out there! Nikora! It's a steep, sloped driveway, greased with slippery fog. I've sprained my ankle on it in the past. You need to watch your lean. But Nicky isn't looking down, and his feet aren't touching the ground, really. He's drifting like a balloon, bobbing an inch above the concrete. He's at the bottom of the driveway now, streetlights calling. Brum! 2 cars pass, a Skyline and a Subaru racing each other. Seconds later, another. It's an 80k zone out there, and people zip by at 100 when it's late at night, 120 if they can get away with it. We live in a shaggy Springs Flat rental where the north end of New Zealand's last city crumbles into the country. Nothing but highway till you hit the Pacific. No gentle grassy berm at the end of the driveway, just immediate motorway. My Nicky knows it's not safe. If my baby keeps drifting towards traffic, he'll be flat. Nicky passes the letterbox and floats a metre into the road. Are you listening to me? I scream, trying to hold my dressing gown and slippers on. Come back! What the hell are you? A truck, packed with 10 tons of logs, hoons past, warping the air, its headlights uncaring cat eyes, burning through the darkness as the earth rumbles, and honk, honk, honk. I rip my boy off the road. Hot exhaust gas waters our eyes. Christ, Nicky was about a headbutt away from... Shards of log bark clatter on the road. The driver holds his horn long into the night. You could have been killed. Are you sleepwalking? What the hell, son? We can't lose another one. Jesus Christ, what were you doing out there, Nikora? I open my gown. I wrap Mama's warm boobs against his corpse-cold flesh. Nicky finally blinks. He surfaces, focusing. Oh, I was just gonna play with my Lossboys. Steamy staff room windows, Tuesday morning, an all-staff meeting. Tiffany Davis, award-winning principal, delivers a 7-minute monologue to 50 teachers yawning into their folded arms about how protecting our tauira from suicide begins with us, the front line, kaiako and teacher aides too. We can be an inspiration so long as we really kanohi ki te kanohi our classes, so long as we really take on the wero of getting out in front of these boys and make what we deliver truly engaging on a spiritual level. As if Davis's speech can counter the neglect that these kids have at home. The cupboards full of baked beans, the dead cars rusting on the berms, parents working night shift or snoring on the couch, kids burning their dinner on the stove. Hey, so whānau, we have tragedy. I'm extremely sorry to say, but one of our year 13s, Moama Saleh, he's unfortunately, well, he's no longer with us, is what I was prefacing. Davis squeezes his coffee mug. If we could all take a moment for karakia, that'd be awesome. Thanks, folks. The hell? Another suicide? I lean over and hug the hot steel radiator heaters. Freezing in here. Ugh, the moods are cold. Mon Patel, the tech/PE teacher, my best friend at school and my occasional fuck buddy, elbows me and asks if I had the kid in one of my classes. I teach Māori and social studies, and I'm thinking that Moama Saleh was almost certainly that international student from Egypt or maybe Kuwait, the one who would stay up until 1 a.m. every night and then snore in all my morning classes, a privileged, self-important wannabe prince with a huge allowance every week and a diamond earring and no parents watching over him and, from what I could tell, nothing in common with the kids in this country. I felt sorry for him. He brought an expensive new soccer ball to school one day when the World Cup was on. None of the other boys gave a shit. He didn't try to make friends again after that. He went silent, withdrew, and suicided last night, so our principal tells us. We understand the recent unfortunate passings have been traumatic, Davis continues, so Bryony will be making appointments for some meditative sessions. Please do what you can to facilitate her, and let's, well, rest assured we are getting specialist advice around self-harm from the ministry. It's a statistical blip, that's all. Well, we hope. He asks all staff to hold hands. His face softens as he requests token Māori girl Āwhina Keith Oakes, me, lead everyone through a karakia tuturu. Ugh, cheers for that. As if it isn't hard enough having your son as a student at the boys' school that you teach at, and now half a second's warning to deliver a native prayer strong enough to settle the dead. Cool, yay, great. Of course, I bust out some ruakenana words to appease them. As the bell rings and 50 pairs of staff shoulders crush into the hallway, Mon tips his nose into my ear. Yeah, so young Matthew Chawner taking his own life as a direct consequence of our speeches not being inspirational as El Presidente? And awesome timing, I gotta say. We gotta deal with this shit when we're like maximum busy. Can you believe fucking Davis? Chawner, I tell him. Was he the one last week, Mon? Was he part of the cluster? Mon wraps an arm around my neck and nuzzles my scalp, his whistle smacking into my face, his tracksuit sliding against my nose. I have to fix my hair. Ugh, a noogie. Ugh, so immature. He thinks he's got a license to touch me any time, because he's got a good head of gelled spikes and a gold chain on his square neck, and I don't have time to find a man outside school. We are two of the youngest teachers, and we fuck once a month if we are not bogged down with marking. We tried dating, briefly, before we remembered that we were married to our jobs. We cruised to the beach after a Tuesday night pub quiz. We coughed our way through a joint, had uncomfortable sex in the sand. We drove home in silence, listening to alternative folk music, staring at normal families through their kitchen windows. Had sex again at his flat, as if we knew nobody else would come for us. The 404 Fairway Drive fuckpad. Keep up, Afi, Mon says, parking me in the corridor while the torrent of staff thins. He's looking around until no one's listening. Hey, Chorna was the suicide before this last one, okay? Saleh was your Arab kid. He huffed fly spray, I heard. Snorted that garbage all up his nostrils till it pushed all the oxygen out, and, well, you know the rest, Āwhina. Whoever taught him that was a good way to get high, I can't imagine. The hell is the matter with these little idiots? I let 2 accounting and typing women pass, watched them put their folders over their heads as they hit the quad and scurry through the drizzle. The corridor is about to take Mon to the tech block and me to my homeroom. Who was that short one with the anger issues, I asked. Gardenia? God, I feel like a rude person not remembering. It's just midterms, you know, busy brain. I can barely keep up with my own kid, let alone 1,000 who aren't mine. Ty Gardner was his name. He was your shorty. Had him in my PE class, Mon tells me. Well, I had a few of them, actually. The other suicide was Taniela Siatono, junior jailbird. Contagious, eh? Poor suckers didn't have a single thing in common except they were kind of, well, I hate to say it, kind of losers. Loners, 1-letter difference. I pressed the whistle and chain into his stupid, hot, sexy, dark neck. Oi, something fucked up happened with Nicky last night. He almost got sort of kidnapped, like carried away by something, like seduced by a siren or, peer pressure or, the kupu pakeha. I don't know the English words. Yeah, there's some group chat I heard on Signal. Suicide Club. Davis told me. Closed group. The deans and counsellors have been trying to get into the group. But, I mean, we can hack it or something, can't we? Can't we make a fake profile and join? He shakes his head. Nah, it's impenetrable. And you have to wait to get chosen, apparently. I shake my head. I have gotten too caught up in school. I need to park my stupid schoolwork and give my geeky tamaiti son 10 or 20 times more attention. Fuck, I've been a useless mum. Mon puts his hands above my hips and holds my torso, mansplaining like I'm some hysterical bitch and I need him to steady me. It's all good, babe. You're still a yum mum. He winks, clicks his tongue. Dickhead, I want to be a good mum, not a yum mum. I march off towards first period, and then I stop in the grey Pacific rain that soaks our peninsula half the year. I tighten my scarf and turn, thinking I need to watch Nicky, and then I call Mon back. Hey, those binoculars you had on athletics day, you still got them? The next 4 lunchtimes, I spy on my secretive 17-year-old. He's on the field for 55 minutes every lunch, strolling into the fog and back, either playing Pokemon Go like the nerd boy he is, or, more likely, tapping messages on that goddamn secretive Signal app, walking in a circle, oblivious to girls shouting and hoodlums rapping under the dripping trees. Nicky always looks alone. At some point over the last 3 years, while I've been preoccupied with career credits and management units and trying to catch an occasional dick, my boy has drifted away from me. Drifted away from everyone. Not even the coding geeks want him. Except he's not alone. Nick keeps nipping at something over his shoulder and flinching. Once he reaches out to high-five the air. Another time I see my Nicky wrap his arm around a chunk of mist and grind his knuckles into an invisible scalp, that thing that Mon did to me, a noogie, a Dutch rub, before releasing whatever it is and looking at the time on his phone and saying laters to the field before striding back towards the quad looking blissed out like he's set up a date. While I watch my son through the binoculars at lunch, I'm also checking notes on Staff Central about the boys that we've lost. Us Kaimahi, we act sad, but we're deep down mostly worried that we're about to get pinged for not supporting the students enough, truth be told. Northland Boys High School has over 1,000 students, too many to remember, so I have to look up the faces of these suicided kids to remember how they made me feel, what I thought when each child sauntered into my room. Ty Gardner, the unnoticed middle out of 9 hungry kids in a ginger gardener tribe, 9 kids, had fierce hair and freckle spatter, as if magma was trickling down his scalp. Taniela Siatono was a spacey stoner with bushy black curls blocking his ears. His dad was in prison. He boarded at the school on a rugby league scholarship so that he could eat. Matthew Chawner, with the untrusting black eyes and a black fist inked on his neck. Gang family, Pōrangi parents who threatened me last year. Something about how, you ought to get your ass some insurance because a lot of houses burned down around here. His family mad at the school as a substitute for actually doing homework with him over a hot meal. They all passed through my Reo Māori class, these boys. Year 13s, not a lot in common, apart from the fact that they had a whole year of tedium ahead if they wanted to graduate with NCEA Level 3 qualifications. Siatono, I recall, would be so blazed that he would sleep with his heavy blue school jersey draped over his head. Gardner was a prankster, shooting spitballs at the other kids, trying to amuse anyone and ending up more outcast than ever. Chawner was always tense, always looking over his shoulder for whatever enemy his family had pissed off before he got to school in the morning. Mr. Arab Prince, too, another overlooked boy. I didn't notice for ages that they were gone because, they were just 3 or 4 absences out of the dozens of kids who disappeared during COVID lockdowns and never returned. Thursday night, I find myself chewing on the names of the dead at the dinner table. My nikora slinks in from after-school Minecraft club. He probably assumes Mum is having a G&T and scrolling dudes on Bumble and eating potato chips and handling assignments, but not this Arvo. I ambush my boy in the hallway as he tries to duck under my arm into his bedroom. The little snake thought he could use incognito mode to look at anything, but I've gone and asked our internet service provider thingy to send me pages about the websites that Nikki has been clicking into from that Signal app thing with the secret conversations that aren't so secret if you use Mama's Wi-Fi. His chat group is called Lossboys. Interesting. And he's been visiting deadpledge.wordpress.com and doomscroll.info and thewayout.fm and Goodbye Cool World. Some Snapchat channel called 13 Reasons Try. Jesus Christ, Nikki. The one bit of information I can't quite find is the names of the so-called Lossboys in the group. Because he's been visiting the Instagram pages of Chawner and of Siatono and of the other little shitheads. But they're dead, those boys. So who has my Nikki been running with? The night sky glows, moon behind the clouds, air of wood smoke. Down Puriri Street, north to the factories, west up the railway line, out into the business park. Beyond the last street light and into the midnight gully beneath the railway bridge, I follow my balloon boy. Shirtless, even though it's freezing. Purple, rubbery corpse skin. In front of a shopping trolley bonfire, fizzing with burned rain, my son stops and hovers. Started following him when I heard his bedroom window thump open. I burst into his room to find his duvet sodden, Nikki away down the driveway again. He's holding up his phone now, videoing a teenager kicking the orange wind. The kicking kid claws at the rope around his neck, his shadow playing against the concrete of the bridge's undersides. He is hanging, he's gasping to death, and a group of other teens somewhere in the flickering darkness whoop and cheer and toss shattered chunks of pallet wood into the trolley. A year 13. I recognise him barely from Mon's cohort. He hangs out in the computer lab a lot and games on his phone, dyed black hair in his eyes. Jesus Christ, save the hanging child, Āwhina, my conscience tells me, and I promise I will, real soon, definitely. I've just got to get my balance on this mound of clean fill rubble that I'm standing on before I intervene. I'm about to step into the firelight and try find something to cut down the dangling teen when his friends materialise, and I freeze, and I crouch, and I watch from behind a BMX dumped in some weeds. It's as if the group have stepped out of the air. They catch the half-dead boy's legs, cutting him down like a punching bag, and he starts to gulp oxygen. Worst of all, they are laughing, and my son is recording it all on his phone. What the heck? They are whooping it up, and they are slapping the half-choked boy's back as if something good just happened. And seriously, the 3 man shapes who form in the firelight are saying to my 17-year-old, "Your turn, bro. Nikora, kite aha koe. You promised you would stay home." I march into the campfire, seize my son by his ponytail, marching past towering graffiti letters on the wall under the bridge, Lossboys, all green and silver, but not before saying, "Shame on you," to the just-been-strangled new kid on his knees in the weedy gravel, grinning with drunken teeth. I pull Nicky home, though, as we leave, he turns and looks into the delirious face of the hanged boy, who's fondling his pinched black candlewick neck like the injury is a gift, saying, "Yup," with his head. "Get some of this, man. You're up next, Nicky." I press my Nicky down on a chair at the kitchen table. I push hot chalk into Nicky's hands. I open a fruit cup for him to scoff. Nicky unfastens his ponytail, lets his long, sensitive hair flow loose. He still hasn't talked. God, maybe if we messaged on Signal, he'd fucking say something. His mobile phone is between us. He reckons he's out of credit. It pings every 20 seconds anyway. The Lossboys want him bad. He's thinking about lunging for the phone. I slide it away. "I'm listening, Nikora, when you're ready to explain your ass." "I need a Panadol first, Mum. You got a box?" I slap down a pack of paracetamols and tell him no more screwing around. I am serious. I'll phone their parents. Don't think I won't, so help me God. I won't have any more delinquency sapping these kids' energy on school nights. I fasten the belt on my dressing gown so that my breasts don't fall out. They're heavy these days. I fell into teaching 8 years ago and 20 kilograms lighter. I didn't know that my Nicky had drifted out to sea, and I only looked up tonight. "Oh, and Nicky, stop leaving your window open." "They opened it, Ma. You will give me their names or I will slap your black ass blue, believe you me. This is the last night I'll have you hanging with it." "What'd you call them? Lossboys?" "I could have heard it wrong," he mutters. "I just thought that's the name that they're going for, like Mexican and stuff, because it sounds gangster, you know, like cholos and that, you know, cartel shit, you know, El Boys, except it's like Lossboys. Goddamn gangster gobbledygook. He's lucky that I'm not bringing up the issue of the bloody bandages and razor blade that I found in the wastebasket 2 weeks ago. I shove a pad and pen into his chest. "Give me the names now." Nicky tries to tell me that he's been hanging out with Matty, Tai, Taniela, and Moama. He obviously thinks his horseshit can fool me, because I know, for a fact, that those are the names of the dead. I cannot take Wednesday off work because I'm supervising after-school volleyball for the Year 9s, and Thursday our union is voting on a new pay agreement, and we all have to be in the staff room together. And I don't even consider Friday. I have to sort my Monday morning. We find a weeknight, though. My boy and I sitting together on the couch in our onesies with pizza and Mountain Dew and a bag of Skittles and a whole fresh season of the latest Star Wars spin-off. For a couple of hours it's just whānau, just mama and son. Photos of our ancestors on the mantelpiece judging us. A few colour snaps. Newborn Nicky squished in my boobs. Nicky with shopping mall Santa. No father, no fuckwits, no bumble boys. We catch up. We reunite. Sorry, Tama. Just that life got a little bit busy there for a bit, but honest, I'm still right here. It's just the two of us. Hey, remember that song? We used to sing it in the shower, eh? When I used to wash your naked little nono bum. He cringes and I stop talking, but I try and send psychic vibes through each hug. I'm going to be a perfect mum going forward. No more dates, no more rubbing my tenny on the couch while I scroll through dick pics, melted into sleep by booze. I am not having Nicky feign some attention-seeking suicide wrist slash to impress self-harming hair hyenas. I've got your back, bub. I will not let you out of my sight. We will eat Pop-Tarts. We will read that dumb joke book. We will play Call of War? What's it called? Minefield? Orcraft? We'll do whatever you want, Nikora. If I can find the time, of course. I've got to feed us. Got to work. Then there's all that marking. Midterm reports won't go away. Can't have families complaining. First night reuniting is a success. The second night is mostly the same, though I have to do a quick 30 minutes of papers on my knee, while Nikki builds the limited edition Lego Darth Vader bust that I bought her to get him off my back. I help a little bit with the Lego, although the 30 minutes of papers turns into 40, then rounded up to an hour. It has to be done. Later in the week, once we're snuggled up on the couch in our onesies, I coerce my boy into changing the channel from Lego Masters over to Bridgerton. Helps me mark better if I'm happy, and if I get my marking done more quickly, gets me more time with you, ne? I'm delighted that Nicky doesn't mind. Doesn't race to his phone to frantically text his cronies. He seems a little tranquilized, even when I promise to top his phone up if he behaves. Looks as if he needs to thaw. I've noticed I can see my breath when I go to the linen closet beside Nicky's chilly bedroom. Something wrong with Nicky's window latch and keeps slipping open. A draft freezes the hallway. Sup with you, boy? I put my fingers on his forehead. Ki te moi koe. Refa refa, ne? You sick? It takes me ages to go and find paracetamol in my handbag. Could have sworn I bought 6 cheap boxes days ago when I was at Chemist Warehouse. Nicky looks at a blister pack of paracetamol like it's booby-trapped. After the episode is over, I ask him what he wants next. Nicky has drifted into space, bees in his ears. The curtains move and he flinches, staring like a dog with a scent. I attempt to chat. Nicky retires, insists that he's fine, no suicide risk, just a little sick. I follow him down the hall, ask if he needs me to sit with him and hang out, keep him company. The child is still cold and spaced out. I sit on my baby boy's bed and study his room. Nicky boy, I have to ask, what on God's green earth was your friend doing under the bridge? Nick pulls down his undies and kicks them into a corner. They don't want me to knock, Ma. Ask me in the morning. Nicky strokes his hobbit figurines and model planes and then buries himself in bed. I close the door. I switch off the hallway lights. I retreat to the lounge and pour some Merlot and flop into my couch dip and unlock my phone and scroll till I drift into a drunken dream. There's clanking from down the hall, the rattle of plastic, gulping water, somebody busy in the bathroom. It's my boy, grunting, bumping the wall. Up late playing Lego? He's probably shaving his raho, his little testicles, using my $12 Gillette Venus razor. There's nothing decent on Netflix. I lie back, blanket over my hips, and I message some dudes on Bumble with my left hand while my right hand dips beneath my belt. A new match, PK, some property manager up in the Bay of Islands, sort of near where Mum lives, apparently. Clearly he works out. Nice shoulders, divorced, master's degree. His profile says, I don't do kids in those exact words. Not stepdaddy material for Nicky, ugh. It could be a fun distraction. Or not. It's only the old bitches at school who think that there's something wrong with you for not having a man at 34. Well, plus Mum too. And all the aunties. Sigh. Try it. Hope he doesn't mind me having a possibly takatapui secretive teenage son. I swipe right to like Mr. PK. And a conversation bubble opens. Says he likes thick girls and that he's DTF. From class to ass in 2 moves. Sheesh. It's pointless hoping for any more decent dudes on Earth. I climax and then I close my eyes, my phone on my tummy. I'm surprised Nicky hasn't woken me, flushing the wharipaku. It's 3 hours since I've seen him. I start to wonder if he's on his forbidden suicide forums. I unpeel my ass from the couch, waddle down the hall, noticing the time. 11:45, 2 hours later than the bedtime I promised myself. There's an empty tray of paracetamols outside his door. Way too many. My Nicky must have a seriously sore tummy. I lean into Nicky's room to give him a batch of kisses and tell him that I'm sorry for acting too old for Lego. We can play tomorrow and... Not talking to me, Nikoro. Okay, how come your window is... gone? I snatch my keys, fly down the steps and race to find him. He's not behind the hulking blue clothing donation bins outside Save Mart. Not when I pull up and use the flashlight on my phone to shine into the shops. He's not down at the rail yard under the bridge among the mountains of oily stones and bark and gravel where I'm staggered by the green and silver letters, Lossboys. I rumble the streets in my shuddering Honda. It should have been retired, but I don't have the money for a new car. All I have is my job, my home, and my child. Except I drive and I can't find my child until I blaze through the roundabout flowers, hewn deep into the industrial zone, the firewood factory, the crematorium, the tractor yard, the game meat skinners, road cones in front of my windshield, and my tyre clips a sawhorse, and I stamp the brakes and squirt gravel and shiver to a stop at the house graveyard. Old, wooden, movable homes on stilts, like elephants afraid of mice. Noise. Youths, flickering yellow tongues, shadows playing against some source of fiery light. Plastic oil containers burning in a shopping trolley. It's a bonfire oozing through the trolley grill, dripping into a puddle of blue lava. And that ponytailed, skinny little toe rag with his hands on his knees, vomiting in the firelight while the hooligans chant, "Puke, puke, puke." That's my Tama, my sonny boy. I'm out of the car immediately, striding up to him, wading through rubbish, small white cardboard boxes which I stomp flat, 10 of them at least, 15, 20, hell, if these boys have been littering, oh. My Nicky is in the gravel, with the Lossboys surrounding him like he's the centrepiece of the night. He's breakdancing for their entertainment, apparently, twitching and twisting, gyrating and frothing at the mouth and clawing at his ribs, as if trying to rip his tummy out or empty his bowels somehow from the front, or it's his liver that's agonised, and he's swallowed paracetamol after paracetamol, I realise, stepping a metre back to understand that I've been standing on 7 boxes, which used to hold 24 tablets in a pack, making it that my boy has swallowed 168 paracetamol, many times a lethal dose, and Nicky's stomach is bulging as his liver ruptures, arching his back in the flickering firelight, stomach to sky, so only his heels and head touch the gravel, mashing his lovely hair into harsh, scratchy gravel, releasing blood into his guts, which blackens and inflates his torso, and Nick's teeth spread wide, cheeks bunched, eyes scrunched, lockjaw grin, as if dying makes him happy. After we bury him up at Mum's place in the Bay of Islands, I'm ordered to go on bereavement leave, 6 weeks. School doesn't want to get in trouble by sacking me, Mon explains over a text. I can come back when it's over, when my grieving is over. Boxes of lorazepam and zopiclone pile up for the first couple of days, because I have this rule that I won't swallow pills. No, not after pills made my baby's guts swell through his ribs and push his flesh out like dough through fingers. I sleep from dinner till dawn and spend each day stoned on tranks and hating God. Everything has Nicky on it. His hairs, his armpit stench, his acne grease. My car stinks of his fruity body spray. Stray Cocoa Puffs in the bottom of the pantry. His skateboard stickers on the toilet door. Shoes on the porch, turned green now with winter mildew. My son's lunchbox, the rotting salami ends with his tooth marks. I put $20 credit on my boy's phone, so wherever he is, he knows that Mum kept her promise to top him up. His humming room sounds like a beehive, the computer fan whirring or something. I can't bear to turn it off. The room is sealed shut like a museum exhibit, the windowsill stuffed with black jelly bean flies. They have lain their maggots in his paracetamol puke. They have lived a young life and then died. Weak, hollow, washed out, too tired to battle the humming blowflies living on our rot. I weather wet Northland winter with blankets and shawls, swinging from meds to meds like monkey bars. I wobble through daylight hours, stoned and distraught and insane, laughing at sparrows cracking up. Each day, people knock at 7:30, 8 a.m., 4:30 p.m. and 6, leaving meals on my doorstep. I turn up the volume on the TV. Mon comes by, sprays the flies, drags me out for walks around the block, massages me, opens premix vodkas, gets me to suck on his weed vape, has sex with me once before realising I've become as cold as the climate. Outside, Whangarei is a wintry wasteland, everything ruined and Nicky-less. The city soggy and rotting. Trash piles up in corners where the wind blows it. Sticks and leaves clog the sewers and oily water slurps the sidewalks. And I wake to find the duvet pulled down, my knickers exposed. Lots of bad behaviour out there, according to the Herald News app on my phone. Every day, kids stealing cars and ram-raiding anything they can across Whangarei, ram-raiding vape shops, ram-raiding dairies, the sex toy place. Up the north end here in Carmel, someone scattered 600 boxes of frozen McDonald's fries across the parking lot, attracting swarms of seagulls spattering shit. Nothing seen on CCTV. They have wormed their way into the Carmel pet store too. They set rats loose in the mini-mart, all of it without breaking windows to get in. They stuffed the daycare centre with mouse traps, apparently. Sliding under door cracks. Fire sprinklers set off at Boys High, Mon adds. They flooded the reception. It's completely fucked. Shitloads of files ruined. School computers all stuffed. My Nicky wouldn't do that. Yeah, of course not, Mon's twisting face says. How could he? Your son's gone, babe. It's some new gang. They scratched their name all over the walls. They wrote it with whiteout and permanent marker and little tomato sauce packets from Mickey D's, Mon explains. The LBs, they're called? Mon stretches, checks his watch to indicate that it's time to go. He grabs a big shiny fly and inspects it. Anyway, the little fucks just want attention. I jerk upright in bed, ironing board stiff, and drown out Mon. They just want attention. Mum comes to try and mend me, driving an hour and a half down from my old Papakainga, north of Kirikiri. She washes laundry, tries to save my dying houseplants. She tips out plasticky kettle water, boils fresh hot water bottles, mows the lawn, puts out the recycling, opens the curtains, wipes dust off the mantelpiece and irons my jeans. And she bakes too. Bakes trays of muffins, rewana bread, toasted cheese rolls. Plus a special tiramisu she wants me to share with this nice coloured fellow I'm expected to shack up with. So you can make another pepe, Āwhina dearie, she goes, rolling a smoke as she sits on my bed while I strip my top off and have one last hunt for a clean bra. Can't find any undies anymore. You can cruise, Mum, I tell her. Honest, I'll see this week out, all right? I won't do anything pakadu. I promise. She looks into my bones. I sit up in bed a little, throw my hands. I promise I won't follow Nicky, won't do what he did. Is that what you're hanging around like those bloody flies for, Mum? It's career or parenthood, girl. Ehara i ngā mea rua, can't have both. He nui waiho ya ki te taka o tōna kuia. Eh? She's saying I should have left him with his nana. I blast her back in reo Māori. Oh yeah? Kaore mātou I hia koe nea whai, Mum. E marama, ka whai koe I au hia anake. He aha ngā hia o tamariki, okay? Oh mokopuna rānei. Me and Nick didn't want you around here. Don't you get it? All you do is what you want. Never what your daughter wants. Or your grandkids. She takes half a minute to select some words to really burn me. So fierce, she doesn't even swat the blue bottle on her brow. Nōna hea tō mahinga whakamutonga I te aha korua ko Niki, ne? Ne, Āwhina, he tino pai kia ia ngā rorohiko e mea ana tētahi ana ke mu rorohiko I takaro korua. When's the last time you did anything for Nikora, she's asking. Used to love building wee houses with his blocks, that boy. Name one bloody thing you built with him. You disappointed him, Āwhi. Acting too busy, girl. Trying to look for dick when you should have been checking in on your boy. Not that she says that very last part. She just thinks it. And I can't tell if Mum has said these words or they are inside my mind. This must have been what it was like for Nikki, tiny earpiece whispering words. I always told you couldn't run a family by yourself, girl. Now look at this mess. 2 hours after she drives away, the mouldy sky soaks up the sun, disappearing over the hills towards the sea, afraid of the darkness in my house. As I draw the curtains, I see, hunched under the lemon tree in the cloudy backyard, a child with a fountain of bubbling goo, dripping out his nostrils, tall black can between his feet, soccer shirt, the fly spray huffer, that's who the boy is, the fourth Lossboy, the one who coaxed my Nicky into his clique, eyes of rotten milk. He walks towards my son's room, holding a shiny new Adidas soccer ball, eager to play. He hits the wall mid-stride and disappears inside my home. I try piss in a bottle, and it's a hot, wet, sticky failure. I have to get out of bed and shuffle to the toilet eventually. The carpet turns icy as the hall near Nicky's door. Spiralling flies, the only movement. I bake plates of samosas, fish fingers with tomato sauce, and I set them down outside his door and I back away, fear drilling up my spine. I grab my handbag, I sprint outside and spend the afternoon at a cafe, spilling coffee with jittering hands. For a week and a half I am breathless, tingly, jumping, not even sure what the days are called, the month, meaningless, my heart erratic, hating my home. When I walk into the kitchen in the morning, my laptop is open. The screen is glowing like it's just been used. A busy website called Pornhub. Pop-up ads blinking. Black background, cream bodies grinding. Trail of Dorito crumbs. Condom balloons in the corners. Torn open golden Trojan packets. My phone pings. A text message that makes me sink into the earth. Hey Mum, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. Love you. Oh God. I throw my phone across the room. On some rainy 6-hour day, some raft of time, I find myself unable to stop staring at a Band-Aid clinging to the carpet. It wasn't there yesterday. There is popcorn beside it. I follow a trail of food bits and a fruit sticker and a vape cartridge down the hall. The buzzing hum gets louder, like the flies are having a conversation and clicking. I place an ear on the wood of Nicky's door and I listen. There's thumping bass, computer music, electronica, tickling my earlobe, heavy, evil Swedish voice. Play with me, play, 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 I open the door 2 inches, stick my eyes into the crack. Sitting on my son's computer chair, hammering commands into his keyboard, is my Nicky. Washed out and see-through like a wet white t-shirt, but it's him. Behind his chair back, 4 grinning goons squashing his bed, stuffing jerky into their mouths and pointing at Nicky's screen, giving him directives, guffawing and elbowing each other and spitting popcorn. My right ear accepts a muffle of Nicky noise, the blah of stuffed mouths erupting in laughter, the guys, shh, shh, Mum's sleeping, of Nicky defending himself, the carpet stomping of teenage boys deranged with laughter about some crude in-joke, hurling themselves backwards onto the mattresses they crack up, yellow fangs, shiny blue lips, eyes creased. Squeezed onto my son's bed, the Samoan boy with brains dripping down the back of his neck like egg yolk, the mean-looking ginger with a green beard of antifreeze, Chorna with his sliced wrists pumping onto the black sticky knees of his sodden jeans, and the fourth one, the lonely Arab rich kid with the soccer ball under his feet, his nose oozing fly spray foam. Piles of bras and knickers on the boy's knees. My bras and knickers. Shh, 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 you guys, it's Mum. I hear a rising snicker, then the dam bursts and laughter floods the house. Sob into my forearms, scooching away on my butt. Then something is pulling my hair, and I'm swatting, and even the flies are departing, and claws I can't see are squeezing my boobs and groping above my knees, and a Nicky-shaped patch of air tries to hug me, and I grab my keys and handbag and crash out the front door, shattering the glass pane, and stagger towards my car, thirsty, wondering if I can find a decent coffee as I abandon this place to drive up to Mum's Papakainga up in the bay, although I'm cracking up as I wrench my car out of the driveway, hoon onto the motorway, stamp on the accelerator, and hear peekaboo bitch as bunches of fingers cover my eyes and an oncoming van disappears into sudden black. Birds skittering on the roof. Same tui that have been eating Mum's matariki blossoms my whole life. I haul my torso up. It feels like I've just woken up from a decade of slumber. The same bed that I slept on for 9 years as a kid, trusting Mum in this tiny whare. I didn't know any better. Mum who got me good enough at English to make a future. Mum who raised me without a man. Childhood bedroom, pink wallpaper. Horton, my plush elephant. My old girlfriend magazines. Furbies. Posters of Spice Girls, Buffy, that Narnia movie. Framed photo of me and baby Nikki on our bellies, playing on some sort of playmat. God, I was skinny back then. Could have found a decent dude who talked with his words instead of his fists if I wasn't at teacher's college, plus raising a bubba by myself. Could have found a dude I didn't have to flee from in the middle of the night with a porta cot under one arm. Through the window, Mum's village comes into focus. Prefab shacks on raw foundation posts, 'cause it always floods up here. A goat outside, wandering. Mum's car with the logo of the hospital where she works. I remember hurling myself down the steps, swatting at glass hands groping me. I remember clipping that truck, spinning into a ditch. I'm safe here, though. Nothing on my back. I have escaped. Mum has given me the shitty pillowcases, hospital ward blue, a subtle telling off from a woman who wants me to know that Nicky's suicide was my fault for breaking up with his father. I'll get nice pillowcases as a wedding present. Yeah, right. I pull the duvet back. Across my tummy, like white sticky leeches, are big bandage pads, soaked red as ruapehu, lacerations across my breasts and stomach. I wince as I replace the duvet, wondering if there are still chips of glass in me. I check my phone. Nothing from Nicky, no Lossboys. It was all insanity, the grief, the meds, the wairangitia madness. Play Lego with me? Kaore Nikora. No, you're gone. You never popped back. There's no Lossboys. I was fucked in the head from stress. And there'll be no Lego. These hallucinations will stop when I stop pressuring myself, stressing myself out at work, when I accept the next man who comes along, settle down and make babies and stop jumping at shadows. Mum comes home from grocery shopping at the Pack and Save down in Kerikeri. She hovers at the door, chewing a smoke. First thing she says is, I have to tell you that under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act 2013, we're going to arrange to have you placed in a facility, girl, unless you get this stuff sorted. Tohunga Riki, tomorrow, the tohunga, he has to see you, girl. Can't bless the house until Ricky has blessed you. Cool. Okay, great, fine, whatevs. I'm getting my demons criticised out. Could have stayed home and hung with Mon if I wanted a man to neg me. Āwhina, I found a bucket of Lego in your garage under that rolled up rug. Why are you telling me this, Mum? 'Cause your home is messy. You got bloody spiderwebs on your curtains, girl. Your place is cursed. It's unfit for your new baby. I don't want a new baby. I want Nicky back. Wouldn't have had to try top yourself if you'd been a bit nicer to that sweet coloured boy. Nikora needed a father, and you know it. Mon is not coloured, Mum. Fuck's sakes, the term is people of colour, and it's like, I don't have to be with some douchebag jog just to please you, okay? To please your son, then, which you've gone and mucked up. Mum leaves. I reach for my benzo bloody diazepine. The doctors have given me 40 tablets, and I pop 4 little beads of de-stress into my mouth. There's also a bottle of Cheer Up vodka beside the flowers. Mon's name on the gift tag, like, wow, thanks, Mon. Classiest of the cheap booze, real stylish. I unscrew the lid and I guzzle the scorching alcohol, cramming pills into my mouth like Tic Tacs. I lose count of the pills at 20. I bend over the bed, my stomach wrestling at the insult. Last few pills, I roll them in my palm, push them in my mouth, and suck the bottle dry. I fall against the window, my cheeks wet. Goodbye world. Something wrenches my mouth open. An invisible nurse that Mum has somehow ordered. Fingers up the back of my tongue, clawing, pushing, tickling my tonsils, and the vodka stew in my stomach spouts upwards, scorching my throat as it geysers across the curtains. Green and red soup of pill cases, white bubbles and noodles. Oh, I don't want to live, but I can't die. 90% darkness in the wharenui, a single 40-watt bulb. I lie on my back on a mattress covered in towels in the meeting house, and we begin trying to get the demons out. Tohunga Riki, with hair like white mung bean sprouts, who, gosh, seemed equally as ancient back when I was at primary school 30 years ago. Tohunga Riki blesses a bucket of clay and then pats it all over my naked body. Tendrils of gentle kanuka smoke probe my nose, finding a hole in my ahua, getting through my defences, blending with my wairoa. I begin to relax as he scrubs off the mud gunk with kumaraho and seawater. It smells like summer. He whips me with seaweed, crying, "Poriake, poriatu," at my demons. "Out, out, leave her at once!" Tohunga Riki doesn't doubt that there are bad boys swimming in the air. There are 50 whare in this village, and every shack has been gossiping about the evil that somebody has brought to town, 'cause headstones have been tipped over in the cemetery, and a little girl got her ice cream snatched out of her hand, and someone's chicken coop opened up, the neighbour's Rottweiler locked inside till it shook the chooks, a set of deck chairs has been lifted 10 metres in the air and melted on the power lines, brake cables have been cut, women have been groped in the night, their knickers stolen, the mud-eye spray-painted Lossboy. Tohunga Riki sits me up briefly, and I cover my komata with both hands while he guides a bowl of harakeki tea into my lips, singing an unbroken song prayer for 15, 18, beyond 20 minutes, and picking up a putorino and playing forest flute sounds that my body hasn't heard since I was 4. The tea bleaches the mould inside me, and my stomach tries to unknot. Oh God, like Nikki's poisoned guts. Your fault, Āwhina, shitty mother, terrible woman. And I feel my tapu being neutralised. And Tohunga Riki is looking less serious, beginning to smile. And he even busts out a joke about the warriors, and then he's swatting at mosquitoes I can't see. He's shuffling and flinching as if he keeps stepping on toes. Get her money, bro. Get her bag. Unlock her phone, G. In the corner of the wharenui, I watch my handbag rise 4 feet into the air, tipped out onto the ground. I watch my cash and coupons and vape drift out the door, and there is a framed photo of Nikki with a candle lighting it, and Nikki is mouthing silently at me, trapped underwater, trapped behind photo glass, eyes that say, "My puku hurts, ma." A swarm of bubbling white bees foams from his mouth as the photo explodes. White spatter, droplets and glass. A pat of mud is slapped on Ricky's face. Squeaky tittering like bats are up in the rafters. He opens his eyes after a frightened second. Terrified white circles ringed with mud. "Go home, all you lot. You are forbidden from being in this place. Haere ki te kāinga, kaupapa koe kia tēnei wahe, go." Ricky backs out of the wharenui. I scramble to pull a towel over my chest. I can hear them snickering. My Nicky. Voice 5 of 5. Last in the clique. The alto in the choir. The insecure voice. Hail on the roof. Clatter in the kitchen. The thud of a heavy tin thrown across the wharekai. Puddle of peaches. The racket of dozens of spoons and butter knives pulled out of drawers and biffed at the old man while the Lossboys laugh. Ricky's yelp as he slips and smashes his elbows. Ricky fumbling for his mobile, finding the exit, bursting out onto the spongy wet lawn, thrashing in mud, yelling at my mother in the car park that until I appease the spirits and balance the makatu for whatever I have done, I am forbidden to return. The warmth has gone from my mouth like a cooled metal oven. Spiderwebs on the windowsills stuffed with shiny flies. Broken branches everywhere. Leaves rotting on the steps. My hibiscus covered with my bras and knickers like a sick Christmas tree. Soccer ball on the steps. It moves back an inch as I pass. Iceberg silent inside. Pot plants gasping or gone. I switch the heat pump on. I puff warm, wet mouth air into my frozen fists. I tip out the plasticky kettle water. Outside, the wind stirs. I switch the hot water back on, laughing that I asked Mon to turn it off while I was away. Of course, that horny little jerk lost interest when he realised he was trying to get pussy from an insane person. The fuckboy needs to realise that I am cursed. I am contaminated. There is a Facebook message from him on my phone, actually. I'm really sorry to do this to you, he's saying in his message. There's been another couple of code word permanent absences. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? We have a lone counsellor plus a locum doctor attached to the school. Your at-risk students can get antidepressants. Come in for a meeting. Counselling and peer mentoring for every student. Big presentation Thursday from Students Against Suicide. We really need you to come in, Āwhina. You want me to pick you up? No, that's not how you do it. I want to shake his shoulders. Mon, our award-winning principal Tiffany Davis, Counsellor Bryony, these people know nothing. It's not about medication and counselling from strangers. You have to pay attention to them. You have to connect with kids. You have to talk them back one by one. The shower finally warms up. I lock the bathroom door, listening, tense. I soap the stink out of my armpits, scrub my wobbling tits. I stop. I reach for a flannel. I cover the right breast while I scrub the left, and then cover it. My back is against the wall. My puaha mimi is cold and tingling. Hello? There is a patter of drops on plastic. Figures in the steam. Nikki, you're not... Are you? I step out onto the mat. I cover my cleavage with the lapels of my gown. Someone pinches my nipple. Leave me alone! I charge into the hallway, turning, watching the bathroom to see if the steam will harden into a man shape. In the kitchen, my school tablet is lying in a pile of tea towels, playing porn. Fucked my friend's mum till she scream, is the title of the video. My bedroom, my fortress. I lock the door. Not that it matters. If they don't steam themselves through the millimetre gap under the door, I know that the little creeps will just walk right through the wood. I haul on socks and a thermal top, a dress, a cardigan, no underwear, god damn it. I march across the floor. My hands reach for a weapon, a belt with a big brass knuckle. No, the whalebone patu that my uncle carved. No, I settle on the vacuum cleaner, gripping the pipe, swinging the floor brush wildly. My toes reach for the on button. I'll do it, for real. I'm serious. There are giggles, nasal little laughs, invisible hunched boys falling against each other. What the fuck do you want? There is a cool river on my hands, flowing into my wrists. A gentle squeeze. Put it down, Mama. Nikki's hands coaxing mine. We're not going, aight? The bros. They need a decent place to hang. They need, food in the cupboards and stuff. I lay the vacuum cleaner against my bed. Walk to the kitchen. Rip open 2 packets of Raro instant juice mix and breathe for the first time in a month. I mix the sugary juice powder with water in a measuring cup my Nikki used to stir cupcake batter in. I open the pantry, find chocolate-covered Tim Tams. I bite the packet open. Pour the biscuits on a plate. While the cups slurp and the plate rattles behind me, I brave my son's room. I put a clothes hamper in the hall and toss in shit-stained undies and a wet towel and a cum-stiff sock that I've been superstitious to touch for months. I'll wash them this evening. I bought some fabric softener on the drive back even. Mandarin scented, the kind that Nikki likes. In the garage, under the box of dusty comics, under the Avengers sleeping bag, under the rolled up rug that's actually a city mat play mat for racing his Hot Wheels on, I find Nikki's bucket. Bring it all in. I roll out the playmat, wipe the dead moths off, upend the clinking bricks on the lounge floor with a rattling gush. I push the avalanche of plastic bits across the mat so that the best pieces are easy to see. I set out more cookies and juice and I tell the room, kia tupato, don't spill. The juice cups hover in the air. Half a cookie disappears. Then the final 2/4 washed down with juice. Then there's a tug of war, a wrestle, cookies broken in the air, the TV guide knocked off the coffee table. The mirror on the mantelpiece fogs. My fern weeps and droops. A soccer ball rolls from somewhere and stops. Yo, whakarongo mai. Listen, you guys have got to go to another place. Yeah? Okay? My back feels furry as I shiver. I dare a breath. I watch white fog in front of my lips. I force the shivering muscles in my back to flex, to harden up. Oi, I tell the room. Fairway Drive, number 404. Go there. They hover, uncertain. Oi, there's heaps of food. Number 404 Fairway Drive. Make yourselves at home. Tell 'em Nick. Mum's all good. Catch you guys later. The mirror clears. I wriggle with relief, and they dribble the ball away. Runnels and furrows appear in a puddle of Lego bricks as Nikki scoops up the best bits. I gather a palmful of red 4x2 Lego bricks in a plastic window. Nikki, shimmering into appearance, finds the base, some tiny flowers and a Lego letterbox. Finds some wings, some antennae, rocket booster thingies, laser guns, some bricks with alien designs. The cockpit shield of a spaceship Nikki tells me is called a TIE fighter. Star Wars Lego. Crazy bits of flair on the little house as it comes together. We build our new home.